John and I are on another adventure. So we started in Vicenza after work, and now we are here in Cividale del Friuli, and we're staying at a monastery from what, 1766?
No, she's always on like the 13th century. They bought it in 1786, I think.
Yeah, so hopefully we can explore the monastery a little bit more tomorrow morning. It's gonna be awesome. But we're spending one night here, and then we are driving to Soca Valley, and we're gonna stay on an organic farm here. So that's gonna be awesome. We're spending 2 nights there. Then we're gonna leave and go to Lake Bled, which is over here. And we're actually gonna go glamping for a night. So yeah, it's gonna be really fun. And we're gonna drive all the way back to Vicenza. It is 3 April, and this is my and John's room. I like this. This is cool. We just ate breakfast, and now we're gonna go get a little tour of the church portion of the monastery. Here we go. Amazing.
Face, the medieval one, that here is represented by this fresco, telling the legend of Saint George and the Dragon.
Okay.
Thanks to this fresco has been made between 1310 and 1320, because only on that dress in that style.
Yeah.
So isn't it amazing?
Yes.
And then in Baroque style, in 17th century, the church was completely restored. So consider that the fresco were covered till the restoration, and this is the new Baroque door, the new Baroque window that destroyed the original one. And in 1625, probably at the end of the restoration, they put this marble with the face.
Yeah.
And it says it's a alimony mouth they used to put money for the poor.
Mm-hmm.
And thanks to this guy, when we were kids, we got the money for the ice cream.
That key is so cool.
Yeah.
It's-
Switch on the light. Isn't it huge?
Yeah.
From the outside, you cannot imagine how big it is. And this is, just to understand, this is a picture that had been made in 1769 when the monastery was closed. About this monastery, we found the first document at the moment about this monastery. It was dated 1207.
Wow.
In that time, we had nuns, and the female area ended in 1432 because of the weird story connected to the ford. This place is dedicated to St. George, and it's also called St. George at the Ford because just at the end of the property, there is the only part of the river banks that allowed, since, Roman's time, the river crossing. The Devil Bridge, the main bridge in town, was built only in the 16th century. Before, there was just a wooden one, just for walking people.
Yeah.
Okay.
So all the horses and heavy carriage to enter in town, not only enter in town, but to go from Aquileia to Austria, they had to cross this part of the
Right.
place. So this was a really strategical site. In fact, in the property we found historical tools, Roman things, but again, the first document is dated 1207.
Yeah.
I was mentioning about the female area, that it ended because at a certain point the town of Cividale wanted to manage itself the fort, because each crossing was one coin, no? But the last abbess, she said, no, the fort is our, so we wanted to control it. And they started a very long kind of war. It's more diplomatical war that involved two popes. Only at the end, this abbess decided to leave this monastery, but under her condition. So she wanted to enter in town in the main monastery, bringing with her her puella, which means the servant, because she was a noble woman. And this is a very weird effect. She wanted a room for the wine. So
I like her. I like her style.
yeah. And then here arrived monks from the Franciscan order, but the monks followed the courtyard of the church. So from then on, this monastery started to lose importance, especially because they decided to build walls that now surround the property. In fact, I consider that the Roman road ran just before the door of the key over here. But now it's now in fact to enter here, you have to turn around and then you are here.
Right.
But originally the street was just there and down to the fort.
Okay.
So we arrived in 1769 when the Republic of Venice decided to close all the small monasteries. In fact, we had only 6 monks over here, and sell the property to get money. So my family bought this property in 1769, and we have different many changes during the century. I was mentioning about the last war, the First World War. So this part was destroyed, and another, probably to me the worst, was in the 50s because of the legacy. The property was split in 2 parts. This part went to my grandfather, and this part to his cousin. And here there was a beautiful park with statues, but he decided to sell his part, so everything was destroyed and they built the ugly houses over there.
Yeah.
But yeah, every time I open the window, just
Yeah, you imagine what it could have been.
yeah. In fact, now it's a family project. The idea of recreate the old monastery. So during the time we are trying to rebuy the houses.
Yeah.
But it's a multi-generational project. So
Right.
that's what we are trying to do. Anyway, we are keeping restoring the church. In fact, we recently finished the restoration of the apse. Yeah, apse. Yeah.
Okay.
Just few months ago, and this is very interesting. My husband, he has a title. He made these archaeological diggings, and he found probably the former church, the original church. This round shape of the apse, is correct the name. It's typical of a Romanical style of churches. So again, if the first document is dated 1207, this means that the former church was built at least 3 centuries before. But we know that there was probably a Roman farm or a Roman dig that deep.
Yeah.
Because to find the Romans, you are supposed to dig for at least 4 or 5 meters. So we are trying now to use technology and rather than diggings, because
Right. To send like the waves into it and like
like scans. No. But they are not. Let's say they cannot go deep enough for the moment. So we are waiting for new technologies.
Okay.
We have time.
Yeah.
Over there, it's the bell tower. And as you can see, there are frescoes, especially from the 1380.
Yeah.
Probably it had been an earthquake or something like that, because the church was completely renewed with this kind of fresco. But in this room, you can see the changing during the century, because even the windows, see the Gothical one, and then it was closed with this one, and then the Baroque window. So many changing during the century. So it's every time it's amazing. And this church is still consecrated. We used to celebrate Mass till 1976, when in Friuli we had a very big earthquake. This is a very earthquake are typical of this region. Every 80 years, century there is a big one. So we closed the church and we started a very long restoration. It took years because, of course, the government gives money for private just at the end of the other projects. So we are doing by ourselves. We are, especially my husband, is very good in getting European money. And so we're doing
Slowly but surely. Yes.
yeah. But I love to say that I prefer my plan B, which means winning lottery. And now we have the prize of the national lottery is 143 million.
Yeah.
It just fit for our project. So tonight and yeah. And you know, see these colors, even if it had been repainted in Baroque times, come from the 14th century. Last year, conference over this church, and a guy from Spain, who is an expert on wooden colors, he certified that it come from the 14th century.
Really?
Yeah. Wow. And there are masterpieces. Of course, one of the best Holy Mary we call Madonna del Latte, or Milky Mary, because she is feeding Jesus with her breast. It's a typical Italian subject, and it's so sweet because Jesus himself is feeding a little bird with a piece of bread. So it's such a nice. And this is 1380. And there is this typical optical, the eyes of the Mary follows you.
Yeah. Always looking.
Yeah, it's very nice. And this is another amazing thing. It's just a normal grave. It's a grave of an association. It's a multiple grave. So it's a kind of small room where body is supposed to lie.
Yeah.
But because it was a multiple grave, so it was supposed to be open often, there is a very clever hydraulical system, water system.
Oh, yeah.
There is a hole in the upper side here. Of course, we open it.
Right.
And we find the skulls and bones.
Yeah.
Of course, as everybody, I mean, everywhere. Every time we make a hole to plant a plant, we find pottery. It's normal.
It's amazing.
It's so
incredible.
Normal. Believe me, when I was a kid, I had a skull in my bedroom. Because it's like Hamlet, you know. Anyway, there is this system that we don't know how it works, but there is a system that this room get kind of full of water and then go down, and then water and then go down.
Okay.
And it's not related to the rain because we checked. So probably it was a system to accelerate the decomposition of the bodies to allow the new body to lay over there. So yeah, it's a very amazing system. So where this water comes out,
right?
Even in August, no rain and. It's very clever.
Could there be like a crypt? A small crypt somewhere?
We hope so, somewhere.
Probably,
yeah. That's one of the mysteries.
Right.
And let's hope a crypt full of gold, because
right.
Amazing lottery.
that will help us so much.
Yeah.
But we know there was a kind of treasure, especially related to this association. But we know that when it was closed, all the jewels were sold by the guy in Cividale. So we have all the documents, the things. We have a lot of documents. We don't have gold.
Yeah. Yeah. Lots of paper.
yeah, just paper. So yeah. So I have so many good memories about this church. I remember on Sunday, of course, on Sunday we used to celebrate Mass over here, and the bells tolled. So all the people from this part of Cividale came here, and my grandfather opened the main gate and offered wine and salame, bread. So I have such good memories about my childhood related to this place.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Now we have this kind of responsibility. In fact, we feel more as a guardians more than owners.
Right. Yeah. It's protecting it from people who want to redevelop. And
Yeah. And not only the church, but even on the property, there are 3 hectares. So now we are changing as a gardens. So we used to, this is not only a B&B. The B&B is just the last part. It's a farm, more a didactical farm and the social farms. So we also schools, visitors, my husband takes gardening courses, and it's a lot of things. Yeah. So we keep this place alive. So,
Fantastic.
yeah. And we love to share with people, and that's the purpose. And this church has a very good acoustics. In fact, we had many concerts over here and exposition, and it's a very peculiar place.
Yeah.
Actually, it's an atmosphere. We wanted to reopen as a church, of course, because this is this purpose. But in the last decades, we have lost so many priests. So they are not priests anymore. So, But anyway, what else to add?
Would it be okay if we walked down that way?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Please.
This is beautiful.
I don't even know they had a little sign.
I like you for the river. Wonder if we could find gold in this river. Probably. is like one of the craziest things I think I've ever seen. Ooh, it says something about passing. John, even these figurines, they're like... Yeah. Oh my god, honey. There's a little devil statue.
What does it say?
I think it says... Oh, I wonder if these are like trolls under a bridge. Kind of thing. You know what I'm talking about? I think this is rosemary. It smells like it. Bunch of old farming equipment. A hoe!
Two hoes. I think whatever that flat is.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Oh, I like how they did this. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna buy the craft shacks. I like that a lot. Huh. What's up with that? Is it for birds to come and grab? No. This is bamboo. Shall we?
I think it's for like plants.
So during World War II, there was a wall here that got bombed. That's what she was talking about earlier when she was showing us the picture of the property.
No.
Buongiorno.